Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to Dice Throne, the Season 1 Rerolled unboxing set number 2. Video number 2, not set number 2. If you checked out the first one, I went through the first 4 characters and kind of went over the overview of what Dice Throne is. This video, we're going to go over the second 4 as well as the promo set for the Season 1. So stay tuned for that one at the end. If you want to know how to play the game, I have a link in the description of about hour-long video where I will through the entire instruction booklet and explain, how to play the game through a turn and stuff like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and hop in to the actual gameplay. So this video, we are going to start with the Monk. So we'll see what the Monk does for us. But let's look at his card here quick. So we have the Monk, who's a complexity of 4. He has a pretty big FAQ there. He has 11 chi counters, 5 evasive counters, 2 knockdown counters, and 4 cleanse counters. Alright, so we will look at just electric stuff here. He has his 2 dials, bunch of tokens, and he has these like white and green, kind of like bamboo-y marble guys, which are really cool. And then let's look at his abilities. So we start with Chi, which is a positive status effect. Chi token may be spent at any time to prevent 1 damage. Incoming per damage token. Alternatively, you may spend Chi to increase attack damage by 1 per token spent. Chi may not be used to increase the damage the turn that it was gained. It's an attack modifier. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Basically, you have 2 options with your Chi, either boost your defense, or prevent defense, or prevent damage, or boost your attack. We have evasive. Now, we have seen these in the first video, but I'm going to go over from the first time in here, and then if I come across them a second time, I won't reread them. Evasive is when a player with this token receives damage, they may choose to spend it. If spent, roll 1 dice. If the outcome is 1 or 2, no damage is received. Multiple tokens may be spent in an attempt to prevent damage of the same source. We have Knockdown. Negative status effect. To remove this token, a player afflicted must spend 2 CP before the start of the offensive roll phase. If they does not, they must skip their offensive roll phase, then remove this token. So either not attack or spend 2 points. If they don't have 2 points, then they are forced to skip their attack phase. And then finally, we have Cleanse, which has players this token may spend this at any time to remove a single status effect from themselves. So it's kind of helpful. There's our dice we have. So it's a little bit different. We have a 2, a 1, a 2, and a 1. So usually it's like 3, 2, and 2. 3, 2, and 1. Or sometimes it's been 3, 1, and 1. Which is kind of different. The 3 in the middle is a little bit different. We have Fist, Palm, Zen, and Lotus. Alright, so let's see what his board and his abilities are. Alright. So we'll start with our first one. We have Fist Strike. So we do a bunch of fist attacks. We can do 6, 7, or 8 damage. We do have some upgrade cards. We'll go over at the same time so we can compare them. We have 7, 8, and 9, so just ups the damage on each one. Pretty standard. But we can also upgrade this to Fist Strike 2, which does 7, 8, and 9. So it does the same as Fist Strike 2, but we also gain, on a 4 of a kind, inflict knockdown, so we get 4 of the same numbers. So it's debatable if you really want to upgrade that a second time. Then we have Meditate for 3 chi counters, or Zens. You gain 5 chi counters, gain evasive, or gain a cleanse. So kind of whatever you need. Do you want to dodge, or are you getting going to the status effects? It might depend on who you're playing against. Then if we upgrade it, instead now we gain 6 counters and we gain both. So that's definitely an improvement. But we also gain Zen Strike, 2 fists and 2 Zens, which get a 6 damage, and then gain 2 chi counters. So that's helpful as well. Now you gain them chi counters again. You can't use them right away, so you have to wait till the next attack. Then we have, flip over to this side right away, a little bit different order. We have the Fist of Harmony, small straight, deal 6 damage, then gain 2 chi counters. And if we upgrade it, it says now do 6 damage and then gain 3 chi counters. So not much, but you know, a little bonus doesn't hurt. You're already going to use that. We have Lotus Strike. Deal 5 undefendable damage. Then increase the chi stack limit by 1 and gain 5 chi counters. Oh, so that's definitely fun. So the stack is normally 5. Now we can gain an additional 1. And we have 11 counters total. So we can, you know, definitely upgrade this a few times. That could be very helpful. And if we upgrade that instead, now we do 6 damage. And we gain 6 chi counters instead. Or we gain the special ability for 3, which is always nice. Way of the Lotus. Deal 2 undefendable damage, then gain evasive and 2 chi counters. So I like when they do that with these, the 6 die ones. They make them a little bit easier to get. Cool. We'll flip back open. And we have Combo Strike here at the bottom. 3 fists in a palm. Deal 6 damage and roll 1 dice. On a fist, add 2 damage. On a palm, add 3 damage. On a Zen, gain 2 chi. And on a Lotus, gain evasive or cleanse. And if we upgrade it, now it does less damage. It does only 5 damage. But you get to roll 2 dice instead. So you could potentially do 2 damage per fist, 3 damage per palm, gain 2 chi counters, or gain the evasive or cleanse. So your damage goes down by 1, but you could easily end up doing 6 more damage or 4 more damage. It's definitely more powerful. Or you could roll and get absolutely none of it, so there's always that. Tempest Rush for 3 palms. Roll 3 dice. Deal damage equal to the total roll value. If the value is at least 13, inflict knockdown. Ooh, that's pretty fun. Then we have Tempest Rush 2. So it says you may spend 1 chi to reroll any one of these dice, and now it only has to get to 12. So even better. Get higher if you get a little bit lower. You still get your bonus. Not bad at all. Then we have the Fist of Tranquility. For a large straight, deal 7 damage, gain evasive, and 3 chi. Or we can upgrade it to still 7 damage and 3 chi, but also inflict knockdown. And add the ability Way of the Monk. 1 of each symbol, gain 2 evasive, and deal 3 undefendable damage. So that's pretty cool. And then we have our defense abilities. Serenity. Roll 4 dice, gain 1 per chi die, or per Zen, gain 1 chi, or deal 1 damage per fist. And if we upgrade that, we can now roll 5 dice instead for the same effect. And if we upgrade it a second time to Serenity 3, now we still roll 5, we still gain the 1 chi, 1 damage, but if we roll a Zen and a Lotus, we gain the evasive or cleanse. So this guy's really good at increasing his damage, getting defense, evading attacks, stopping attacks with knockdown, or removing effects. So he's he's not a huge damage dealer, but he's going to last a long time. Alright, so then let's take, I always forget. We got Ultimate. So the way I do that, I forget, is look at their ultimates. Alright, we have Transcendent for all 6s. Gain evasive, cleanse, knockdown, deal 10 damage. Then increase the chi stack limit by 1 and gain 6 chi. So again, he doesn't maybe do as much damage as some other people. But a knockdown will help keep him alive. The evasive will help keep him alive. Plus gaining 6 chi counters right off the bat. Let you spend them easily on your next turn to do potentially 6 more or evade 6 damage. So definitely nice abilities. Alright. Then let's look at his signature cards. We have Knockdown. Palm Strike, which inflicts knockdown on a chosen opponent. Mystical Mantra. Gain 1 chi, gain evasive and cleanse. Inflict knockdown on a chosen opponent. Some instances, Ruminate, gain 5 chi counters, or tokens, and Contemplate, gain 2 chi counters. Alright, so that's cool. So that's all the stuff for the monk. Now, the rest of his deck is made up of the basic cards that every character has. I went over these in the first video, so I'm just going to do a quick flash through, but every character has these. So we have Sixit, Better D, Helping Hand, One More Time, Samesies, So Wild, Try Again, Twice as Wild, Not This Time. Some instances, we have Getting Paid, Tip It, Bye-Bye, Double Up, and Triple Up, and some main phase cards. We have Get That Out of Here, Vegas Baby, What Status Effect, and Transference. Then we have our effect card as well that everybody gets a hold of. Alright, so that's what we have for the Monk. If you want to see more what those alt cards do, you can check out video 1. It's fairly early. Or you can pause on each card and just read them yourself. Alright, let's jump to our next character. Alright, we have the Paladin. So we went from a, kind of like passive, attack you if I need to, Monk to a battle-hardened Paladin. Alright, so let's look at his card here. He's going to have a 5 for complexity. Decent sized thing. He has 3 crit counters, 1 blessing of divinity, 3 retribution, 2 protect, and 3 accuracy. So he's got a bunch of tokens. So if we look at his box here, he's got nice, cool black pearlescent dices, which I like. We got our different counters there, and then we have all our different tokens. And then now we have our Blessing of Divinity, which is actually in odd shapes. It's our first unique status token that we've come across. So there's his guys. Sword, Sword, Helmet, Helmet, Life, and Prayer. So he does share the word Sword and the word Life, I believe, with the Barbarian. But they have different, I think, well, the heart's the same symbol, just a different color. So he starts with Retribution, or he has Retribution. His token may be spent after being attacked as a result of an opponent's offensive phase roll to deal half the incoming damage rounded up back to the attacker. He has Crit. If a player with this token is dealt at least 5 damage as a result of an offensive roll, this token may be spent to deal 4 damage, an attack modifier. So it's kind of cool. So you can add it, as long as you do lose 5, you can add it up to 9. He has a Protect to prevent half incoming damage. Pretty self-explanatory. Accuracy. A player with this token may spend it at the conclusion of their offensive roll to make their attack undefendable. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So that way you can hit with them smaller ones. And you can combine that with your Crit. That 5 is a lot easier to hit. They can't roll for defense now. And then finally, he has a unique status effect, the Blessing of Divinity. The next time a player or team with this token would have their health reduced to 0, remove this and set their health to 1 instead. The token may not be removed or transferred by any other means. Cool, so if you can somehow get this on, it's going to protect someone from dying. So that's kind of cool. If Blessing of Divinity activates, did I die? No, Blessing of Divinity stops your health from ever reaching 0. If I have Blessing of Divinity, my opponent activates your ultimate ability. Reduces my health, what happens? Does not reduce or prevent any of the damage from the ultimate. Afterwards, you set your health to 1. So you take the damage, you just reset it. It's pretty simple. I thought maybe it might say something else about that. Alright, let's look at his abilities. Alright, jumping here. We're going to start with a defense, or not a defense, a passive ability. I think this is the first character we've seen with a passive. No, yeah, it might be. So it says Tithe. You may reroll one of your dice at any time for 1 CP per roll. And then you may draw 1 card for 3 CP per card. So that's actually pretty cool. You can basically pay to gain stuff. And then we can level this up, which is pretty cool. So same reroll for 1. You can draw 1 card, but now it only costs 2 CP. It says whenever you successfully activate an ability during your offensive roll that utilizes at least 1 prayer die, gain 1 CP. So that's kind of cool. So he can potentially keep fueling this to keep rolling his stuff even better. Up next, he has Retaliate, which is going to have him use 2 of his helmets, or 3 helmets and a prayer. Choose a player to gain retribution. Ooh, so that's fun. If you're playing a team, you can pass them out to other players. Now, does he come with more than 1? He comes with 3. You can only put 1 on at a time, so it's kind of fun. Gain 3 CP, so he's going to gain this to help spend for his other attacks. He can upgrade that to retaliate 2. So he can just gain 4 CP instead. But he also gets requital. For all 4 dice, he gains retribution, heals 1, and deals 3 undefendable damage. Definitely a fun idea. Then on this side, he has holy attacks. This is neat because we haven't seen a small straight and a large straight on the same thing. It's the first character that's actually had 2 dice on a starting board. So he can heal 1, deal 6, or if he has large, he heals 2 and deals 8. So that's actually a pretty fun idea. And then we can upgrade that, of course, to heal 1 and do 7, or heal 2 and deal 9. So cool. Definitely like that idea. We have Righteous Prayer, 4 prayer icons, or all 6s. Deal 8 damage, then gain a crit and 2 CP. So if we want to make that a little bit better, we can now deal 8 undefendable damage instead. Or we got Prosperity, so if we can't roll that 4th one, we can at least gain 4 CP, which will help us pay for abilities with our Tithe. So that's kind of neat, because we have the Shadow Thief that also plays around with money, but his is to deal damage, and then this guy's is just a different way it works. It's kind of fun. Righteous Combat. Deal 5 damage, and roll 2 dice. Add 1 damage per helmet, 2 damage per sword, heal 2 damage per life, and gain 1 CP per prayer. And then if we upgrade that, he's going to deal 5 damage and roll 3 dice instead. Otherwise, all the other effects stay the same, but hey, the extra dice could definitely make a big difference. But let's upgrade it a second time. Now he does 6 damage and everything else stays the same, but he also gains Steadfast, so in case you can't get them extra couple of dice, heal 2 and deal 2 undefendable damage. Then he has Mighty Prayer. Deal 3 undefendable damage, gain crit and accuracy. So a lot of undefendable damage. And if we keep the same symbols, now we do 4, or we get Offensive Stance. Deal 2 undefendable damage and gain crit or an accuracy. Cool, interesting character. Holy Light. No, alright. First time we've really had... I think it's the first time we've had a heart on the board other than a special thing. Yep. So heal 1 damage per heart, and then roll 2 dice. On a sword, gain a crit. On a helmet, gain protection. So that's our first time to gain protection. Heart, draw a card, and prayer, gain 2 CP. That's our first way to gain protection. I'm pretty sure none of the other abilities had that built in. Nope. Alright, what if we upgrade that? Now we roll 3 dice instead. And then for each of the other die, the bottom 2, the heart, and the prayer, we gain it times the number that we drew, or rolled. So that's pretty fun. Then he has a defense, because of course he has to have a defense. He's a knight of sorts. Define defense. Roll a sword, deal 1 damage, prevent 1 damage per helm, and 2 per heart or life, and then gain 1 CP per prayer. So that's kind of fun, because it's all around actually good defense. You can prevent damage, potentially deal damage. And then Divine Defense 2, which lets us roll an extra die for the same effect. But let's upgrade it a 3rd time. So now it's going to change it. So now on the bottom we have roll 2 helmets and a prayer and gain a protect. Which prevents half your health or damage. That's definitely a good thing to get. Then finally we have his ultimate, Resolute Faith, for 6. I don't know why that doesn't want to. There we go. Gain a Blessing of Divinity, heal 5, and deal 10 damage. So far that's the only way to gain that Blessing of Divinity. So you don't want to spend too much time just trying to get that, although it's super helpful. but it's only going to save you for about one turn, because I highly doubt you're going to, get that guy and then literally get one more turn and roll another one and get a second one. And if you did, how many times can you do that in a row? Especially because at that point, to get it 2 or 3 times, like, without dying, over and over, you're probably going to, what's my brain trying to say? You're probably going to have killed the opponent by then. I mean, the only thing you can do is if you die, you try and do Holy Light and gain a bunch of health, or Righteous Combat. Do one of the things to gain a bunch of health to make up for your 1 health, and I hope you survive again. Alright, let's look at his signature cards. We have Mighty. Choose a chosen player gains a crit token. Consecration. A chosen player gains Protect, Retribution, Crit, and Accuracy. Blessed. Roll 1 die. On a sword, draw 2. On a helm, draw 3. On a life, draw 4. And on prayer, gain 3 CP. So that's pretty fun. And then we have Absolution. Play only after being attacked. Roll 1 die. Deal 3 damage. On a sword, on a helm, prevent 3 damage. On a life, prevent 5. And on prayer, prevent 2 and gain 2 CP. So that's actually pretty cool. Also neat to notice, he doesn't have any instances. So that's fun that not every character has to have the same number of cards. They don't have to have the same exact count. Like, oh, not everyone has to have, 3 orange cards, 2 blue cards, 2 red cards. It's kind of definitely a fun way to make every character a little bit different. Alright, so that was our Paladin. Let's hop into our next character. Alright, up next, we're going from the Giant Paladin into the Stealthy Ninja. So the Ninja is a complexity of 2, so that's not bad. A little bit easier character to play as. They are going to have 5 ninjutsu tokens, 3 delayed poison tokens, and 2 smoke bombs. Their weapons are Ninjato, Shuriken, and Mask. So pretty simple dice. So take a look at those guys. The black is really cool. Definitely makes sense for a ninja. I like the black and green aesthetic. There's our 2 different dials. A bunch of our tokens. So what do these tokens do? A delayed poison, negative status effect. Player afflicted with this token removes it at the conclusion of their turn and then receives 3 damage. Cool, so they get a full turn, but it does more damage. The regular poison, I think, just deals 1 damage at the end of every turn, but it stays on them. This one does more damage, but they have like a little bit longer chance to get rid of it. Because they have all of your turn and their turn. Smoke Bomb. When a player uses with this token, receives damage, they may choose to spend it. If spent, roll 1 dice. If the outcome is 1 to 3, no damage is received. Okay, so cool. So it's like a better evade, except they can only have 1 at a time, where evade you could have multiple. And then finally we have ninjutsu. After attacking a player, this token may spend it to roll 1 dice. On 1 to 3, add 1 damage. 4 to 5, add 2 damage. On 6, choose either add 2 damage, or inflict delayed poison, or make your attack undefendable. Oh, so that's really cool. If you get that 6, you get a couple different options. So that's neat. Which one you want to do. Cool. I like it. Alright, let's take a look at the abilities of the ninja. We have Slash. 5, 6, and 7. Pretty standard amounts. When you upgrade that to Slash 2, it does 4, 6, and 8. So it's kind of interesting that it drops down 1, but then the top one goes up. But 3 of a kind gain ninjutsu, so that's actually pretty powerful. Then we have Death Blossom down here. Roll 5 dice. Deal 1 damage per Ninjato. 2 damage per Shuriken. And on a Mask, this attack becomes undefendable. So you have a lot of stuff that turns his attacks undefendable, which kind of makes sense. Sneaky attacks. If we upgrade Death Blossom, we have the 1 and 2 stay the same. Attack rerun 2 mass, inflict deadly poison, and you may re-roll up to 2 of these dice. Cool. So if you don't get what you want, or maybe you get some masks but you'd rather have damage, or vice versa, definitely a fun idea. And we have Smoke Screen. A chosen player gains a Smoke Bomb and 2 ninjutsu. Chosen opponent is inflicted with delayed poison. So just a stash effect thing, but yeah, passing up the ninjutsus might be bad. Or might not be bad, might be very helpful. Plus you can give it to other players, which is really cool. So if we upgrade that, the top stays the same, except now they gain 3 ninjutsu. And out of the bomb they get Kuji Curry. So a bunch of shooting and mask. Deal 4 pure damage to 2 chosen opponents. May choose the same opponent twice. Oh, so that's fun. So we just, guys, good for multiple attacking. Then we have Walk the Line. Roll 2 dice and deal damage equal to the total of the rolled value. If the final roll value is 6 or less, this attack becomes undefendable. So that's neat, because usually it's like, if it gets over an amount, this is if you get under an amount. And if we upgrade that, let's see, re-roll the dice 1 time. Or reroll 1 of the dice, so that's nice. But we also get Tip the Blade. So roll 1 die, deal pure damage equal to the die roll value. So he's going to do less damage, but it's going to be a lot easier for him to do that damage. We have Poison Blade for a small straight, inflict poison damage and deal 5 damage. Pretty simple. We upgrade that, now we roll 1 die, and on a sword we inflict delayed poison. On a shuriken or a mask we inflict 2 delayed poisons, and then we do 5. So you're going to inflict it either way, just whether you're doing 1 or 2, so that's actually kind of cool. We have Shadow Fang here, our large straight, gain 2 ninjutsu, then deal 8 damage. If we upgrade it, we gain a Smoke Bomb and 2 ninjutsu. Or we can use Misdirect, gain a Smoke Bomb and deal 2 undefendable damage. So again, it's going to do a lot of little small attacks, but hopefully it's going to hit in there and hit you over time. We have Shade Walk, 4 masks, gain a Smoke Bomb, inflict delayed poison, and deal 6 undefendable damage. And then Shade Walk 2. Instead, now we get 2 delayed poisons, and we only deal 5 damage. So he does less damage, but he just got delayed, which overall could do 6 damage easily. And then Jugulate. Gain 3 ninjutsu, inflict delayed poison on a chosen opponent. So again, if you miss the other 2, at least you might have a chance of doing that. Their defense ability is Shade Shift. On roll 3 dice on a Ninjato, deal 1 damage. Shuriken, deal 2 damage. On 2 masks, gain a Smoke Bomb, you may re-roll 1 of these dice. And then if we upgrade that, still roll 3 dice. But now we can re-roll up to 2 of these dice. So it's not the best upgrade, but it's definitely not. Never hurts to upgrade, is what I can always say. Then we have his ultimate attack. The Ninja can Assassinate for 6 masks. 5 sixes. Inflict delayed deployment on 2 chosen opponents, maybe the same one. Gain a Smoke Bomb, deal 10 damage. Alright, so that's cool. Yeah, that inflict delayed poison is kind of nice. Alright, then his signature cards. We have a bunch of them. Gets a little bit more than some other guys. We have Poison Dart. Inflict delayed empoisonment on chosen opponent. How many tokens do we get? We only get 3, but they only last a turn, so hopefully we're not trying to inflict too many in one turn. We have Escape. Play only after being attacked. On roll 1 dice. On a sword, prevent 1 damage. Shuriken, prevent 2, or mask, gain a Smoke Bomb. Throwing Stars. Attack modifier. Roll 5. Add 1 damage per shuriken. May re-roll up to 5 of these dice. Cool. So that's actually could be very... I mean, it might only do 5 damage. Extra 5 damage, but still, 5 damage is 5 damage. a Fan of Knives. Deal 1 undefendable damage to up to 3 chosen opponents. Yeah, so this guy could rock it if you're playing like multiplayer or King of the Hill versus everybody. Well, he could because he could attack everybody. But then again, he doesn't have a lot of defense. He doesn't have the healing ability. I mean, he has a smoke bomb for evading. But he doesn't have some like the straight up defense that other characters. They're all even. There's Smoke Offering. If you discard 1 card, chosen player gains a smoke bomb. And then finally we have Train, gain Ninjutsu. Cool. So he's got some really neat effects. I say he, but it's actually a she. I keep thinking Ninja's a man, but judging by this picture, it's probably a woman. Even by the eyes, I guess. So that's cool. Alright, let's hop into our next character. Alright, now into our final character for Season 1, the Treant. So this one's kind of neat, because everybody else has been, like, generally pretty human. And then we got this giant tree guy. So let's look at his board here. He's a level 6 difficulty. It's not purposefully why I saved him for last, but it might be kind of. He has Seedlings, Saplings, Dryad, Barbed Vine, and Wellspring. So he has a bunch of different tokens. Here are his dice and everything. Nice wooden colored dice, which are really cool. Got a bunch of tokens. He has some bigger companion tokens, which are different shaped, as well as these seedlings, which are different shaped. And then he has his health dial and his combat points. So he's got some interesting stuff there. So his dice has branch, leaf, and spirit. So he has some interesting mechanics. So it says, spirits. You may spend 1 spirit of each type once per turn to receive one of the following effects listed in their section below. To grow a spirit means to gain a seedling or upgrade an existing spirit from seedling to sapling, from sapling to dryad. So basically here's how it is. You have these 3 odd-shaped companions. The seedling spirit, sapling spirit, and dryad spirit. And what you can do is you can spend one of your seedlings to reroll 1 die, spend a sapling to heal 1 and gain 1 CP, or to gain 1 CP and draw a card, or you can spend the Dryad to add 3 damage attack modifier, or if an opponent's attack will inflict negative status effect, you may spend it at the conclusion of their offensive roll to prevent incoming status effect. So what you kind of need to do with him is get these seedlings and then grow them. So then you turn them into you turn one of your seedlings into it. You can have up to 2 saplings. You're going to have one of them saplings at least turn into a dryad. So ideally you kind of want to try and have like a dryad out, 2 saplings out, and then eventually get your 3 spirits out and have 6 different tokens sitting around for use. But it might sometimes, hey, I need to get that extra life, or I need extra card draw, or I need extra reroll before you can get up to your Dryad. Then he has Barbed Vine. Player afflicted with this token receives 1 unpreventable damage. For each undefendable damage, for each roll attempt beyond the first during their offensive phase, up to a maximum of 2 per turn. This token is removed, and then damage is applied at the conclusion of their roll phase. So this is kind of neat. So they roll their first time, they're fine. But if they need to roll a second or third time, they're going to take extra damage. Although it does max out at 2, so if they ever have anything that gets them extra rolls, it's not going to penalize them more. Then he has Wellspring. A player with this token may spend it during their main phase and roll 1 die to gain half the value's health. So that's kind of cool. And he's going to get 2 of each of those tokens, the Wellspring Vine. Alright, so let's look at his board and his abilities. So we're going to start with Splinter. 5, 6, 7 damage. You may discard 1 spirit to inflict a Barbed Vine. So that's kind of neat. So again, do I want to spend my spirits for that or keep them for the other things? If we upgrade it, though, whoops, to Splinter 2, does the same damage, but now it just inflicts Barbed Vine. You don't have to spend any of the spirits to do it, so definitely a worthy increase. If we upgrade it to level 3, though, now if we did a 3 of a kind, we can also grow a spirit, so it's definitely a neat upgrade for that one. Then we have Tend, which uses 2 leaves and some spirits. So you draw 1, grow 3 spirits. So now here's the thing, if you have none, you can start 3 sapperlings. If you have a sapperling, you can up that into a... Sorry, if you have seedlings, or you could up one of your seedlings. You could, whatever order you want to. The only thing I wonder is... And it doesn't say it on here. That would be my only question was for growing a seedling. Would be is if I could grow, like, if I could do this. So if I have other ones out, I could up them. But I wonder if you could up the same one 3 times. I could grow 3 spirits. And it says gain a seedling or upgrade an existing spirit. So it'd have to be an existing one. So I probably couldn't grab a seedling and up it to a sapling and then up it to a dryad and just call that one thing. Alright, but anyhow, you gain a wellspring and choose your opponent to be inflicted with Barbed Vine. And then if we upgrade that, now you get to grow 4 spirits. And we still get the other 2 effects. But we also get Cultivate, which lets you grow 6 spirits. You must be able to upgrade them then at that point, because there's no way you would have... The only way you could do 6 would be you already have to have bare minimum at least your 3 seedlings out. Well, you have to have 2 seedlings out and 1 sapling. You have 1 sapling go to a dryad, that's 1. 2 seedlings, or 3 seedlings, or 2 seedlings go up to a sapling. So that's 3, and then you could grow 3 more saplings. So you'd have to, that'd be very specific to do. So I bet you can probably just upgrade as much as you want. We have Overgrowth down here. So with that Fertilize, I don't think he has an upgrade for Fertilize. Yep, he doesn't. So he just has a passive. During your upkeep, grow 1 spirit. So you're going to grow a spirit every turn anyhow. So definitely use them. We have Overgrowth. Deal 2 damage. You may root up to 2 spirits and add 4 damage per spirit removed. You may then discard Wellspring to make this attack undefendable. So that's kind of cool. He has these resources he can gain, but then you keep spending them either to gain bonuses from them, or you can spend them to do extra stuff with his things. Overgrowth 2, deal 4 damage instead of 2. Move up to 2 spirits to add 4 damage per spirit removed. So before it did up to 8, 9, 10 damage, now it can do 14 damage. That's pretty cool. Or not. 8, 9, 12 damage. Learn how to count. But we also get Plant on there, which can let us grow 3 spirits. So that's kind of fun. You get a bunch of different stuff for growing spirits very quick. We have on his other side, we have Vengeful Vines for our small straight inflict Barbed Vine. Deal 7 damage. If we upgrade it to level 2, now we have deal 8 damage, and we get Bitter Root. Deal 1 pure damage per spirit. So if you have all of them out, that's 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. It's not bad. Then we have Call of the Wild down here for our large straight. Deal 8 damage, roll 4 dice. Add 1 damage per branch on a leaf. Gain a Wellspring and grow 1 spirit per spirit. Then if we upgrade that, we roll 5 dice instead. But we also get Enrapture. Inflict Barbed Vine and deal 4 undefendable damage. This guy's actually a pretty decent damage dealer. Nature's Grasp are 6s we have to roll. Grow 2 spirits, then deal 5 undefendable damage plus 1 per spirit. And if we upgrade that, we grow 2 spirits, deal 6 damage plus 1. We also gain Nature's Blessing. Heal 1, gain 1 CP, draw 1, grow 1 spirit. So if you can't roll enough, at least you can kind of get yourself some bonuses. Then for his defense, we have Rooted. Roll 3 dice, prevent 1 damage per branch and 1 per spirit, and then on 2 leaves, grow a spirit. And if we upgrade that, we get same thing, except we get roll 1 extra dice, and on 2 spirits, choose a player to gain a wellspring. So cool. Bunch of neat abilities there. Let's look at his ultimate. The Treant. Wake the Forest. All 6s you and a chosen teammate gain a wellspring, grow 5 spirits, inflict barbed vine, and then deal 10 damage. Nice. Yes, his spirits, I think you have to spend them as quickly as you can because you're gonna keep gaining them. And you only have that limited resource of 6. Alright, so let's look at his unique cards. He's going to have Harvest. Remove up to 3 spirits and gain 1 CP per spirit removed. That is 2 spirits removed. Up to 2 chosen players gain Wellspring. Cultivate. Grow 3 spirits. Will of the Wisp. Roll 3 on a branch. Deal 1 collateral damage to all opponents. On a leaf, gain 1 Wellspring. On a spirit, grow 1 spirit. Here's the thing. You could get 3 of any one of those. We have Downpour. You may grow all existing spirits once each in any order. Cool. Stomp. Attack modifier. Roll 5 dice. Add 1 damage per branch. Belly's 3 was added. Inflict barbed vine. And then finally we have Drink Deep. Chosen player gains a Wellspring. Each Wellspring is going to let you heal. So that's actually pretty good. You have a lot of them. This guy definitely has some mechanics with them spirits, but he's also a team player. So yeah, some of these characters are going to be very interesting. It would be very interesting to see how they play one-on-one versus team. And that was our Treant. Versus in the adventure game, which I will do a video on eventually, which is the co-op game, where you're working as a team, because some of these guys are going to work very, very well as a team. Other guys are going to be kind of selfish and want to run. Like the Barbarian, he's going to probably just be like, I'm just going to run in and do stuff. Not saying you can't still be a team, but he doesn't really, because he's going to be able to run up and do a lot of damage. Same like the Paladin is going to be able to run in and take some damage, but also help prevent some. But you have other characters that can hit multiple targets, or pass tokens to teammates, so that's going to definitely help them as being good defensive characters. Alright, so the last thing we have for this video is the promo cards for Season 1. So these are something you can order through the Dice Throne website, and they're probably something initially part of the Kickstarter. Maybe a stretch goal or whatever, but they're going to have 8 main phase cards and 8 random cards, so 1 per each character. Now, you can just go ahead and add these into your decks if you want. They're going to make the game a little bit easier, because you'll have an extra card, but they're also pretty good abilities. So we'll go through each one. They're all going to have the same idea. So for the Barbarian, we get the, excuse me, we get Adrenaline Surge. You roll 1 dice on a 6. So I think all of them are, if you roll a 6, you get doing a thing. So you heal 2, inflict concussion on a chosen opponent. Any other outcome, draw 1 card. So this isn't like a game-breaking effect. So they're definitely nice, cool promo cards. So if you roll a 6, which, 1 die, 1 out of 6 chance, you get some nice effects. But either way, you at least get to draw a card. So for our next character, we have the Monk. And they just list on the card here, it's number 33, so it's just whatever the last card would be in their set. So most characters, it's 33. Occasionally, some of the characters will be 34, because they have 1 extra card. Which is sort of weird that some characters have more cards in their deck. But here, if we roll a 6, we gain 2 cheat counters, evasive and collect. Cleanse, otherwise draw a card. If we play the Moon Elf, we get a 6 when inflict blind, entangle, and targeted on a chosen opponent or draw a card. And they all cost 0. For the Ninja, we get a 6, we get a Smoke Bomb, and Tune Ninjutsu, or draw a card. The Paladin, Divine Favor. On a prayer, gain 4 CP, and you have anything else, draw a card. Infernal Fusion for our Pyromancer. On a 6, gain max fire mastery. So this is cool because it's just max, and there's a couple of her things that let her gain more. So she could be at 5, 6, 7, depending on when you play this. For a Shadow Thief, we have Shadow Meld. On a 6, gain sneak attack and 2 CP, or draw a card. And for the Treant, we have Mother Tree. On a 6, grow 4 spirits, or draw a card. So yeah, definitely if you pick these up, I would just add them right in to the game. And then the last thing we have are just randomizers. So they're going to be the same backs of cards here. And on the front, we're just going to have a picture of each character. Barbarian, Moon Elf, Monk, Paladin, Pyromancer, Shadow Thief, Ninja, and Treant. And these are just meant to be if you're not sure who you want to play as. You'll randomly shuffle them up. Oh, look, we're going to play as the Treant, and guy number 2 is going to take the Barbarian. And then as you pick up the other sets, you pick up, Season 2, now you have 16 characters. If you pick up Marvel, now you have, 24. If you picked up, as you pick up more and more sets, you're going to get more and more characters. So this is a neat way for you just to be able to quickly draw pick who you want without having to sit there and antagonize over who you should get. But I wouldn't recommend this for a beginning player. Beginning players probably want to start with complexity 1 or 2 characters, like Barbarian, or I think like the Monk or Ninja, or somewhere in there. But you probably wouldn't want to start someone off with Treant, who has to pay attention to all the different abilities. Alright, so that is what we have for Season 1 of Dice Throwing. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if there's anything maybe I messed up or anything else you might like to see. And then we'll eventually get in Season 2, Christmas set, as well as Adventure. Also check out the Marvel one, which I've already posted. See you guys later.